Welcome to the Day Trader and Swing Trader Setups watch list, where we look at stocks that broke out on our intraday alerts at the premium alerts at swingtradersetups.com. Intraday alerts create great day trading opportunities as well as carry forward for future days tradings on these breakout stocks. What we do is we review the live alerts that came out intraday on our website for our premium alert subscription holders. We'll keep up with 475 stocks there, and for the breakouts and the breakdowns, they're time stamped with the price, time of the alert, and the time of the post. And also sometimes, like UPS shown here, actually has been on the bull zone for about $7 from several days ago, and this morning it gapped down, and so when it came through the current bull zone breakout, it gave another great alert for an intraday trade setup. So we're reviewing those alerts from our watch list of 475 stocks, as well as scanning for 5 through 5,000 stocks at the end of the day for other alerts similar that came out on different stocks off of our watch list. By subscribing to our service, you're available to see these alerts as they come out early in the mornings or throughout the day. That gives you time to come in and review, see what stocks you might be interested in setting up a swing trade on. We even have these on a weekly alert, and weeklies are really for the long-term swing traders a better setup on a weekly alert, and for multi-day trade swing traders, these daily breakouts. You also have time to go select some options if you're an option trader before the close of business, since the video comes out after hours. Now we're going to take a quick look at the watch list for the stocks that triggered today, then a quick 3-minute tutorial on support and resistance levels that are on our charts for the new viewers, and then we'll get right into the complete list, and we will go through chart by chart and give you a 10-second view of each chart so you can see what might or might not be at support and resistance levels on these alerts. Thanks for watching our video. Subscribe to our channel while you're here. Good evening. Lots of big action today. Don't get carried away with some of the stock pullback. We may be going into a real big pullback, but you never know when you get this stuff, especially here lately. We've been getting $250 down, back to $320 up the next day. I'm not looking for a lot of buyers tomorrow, but don't get yourself into positions that are going to rapidly change against you. But I'm going to show you what I got here. These quick pullbacks today most likely didn't send these into bear zones, the stocks that were already going up. So we're going to take a look at it just like we normally do. Just read the chart, trade the chart. DLR, you got a weekly here, and we're going to go through these like we normally do. We'll give you the quick look at the columns, then we do the 3-minute tutorial, and then run through the charts. So there's your bear breaks today, or for the week so far. There's 3 bull breaks for the week so far. And the way you can look at these and tell this stock based on this bull breaks up $1.28, down $1.51 today. So it didn't break today, it broke another day, pulled back today. Same thing on this stock. This stock broke today because it's up 337 today, and it's only up 323 since the breakout. That's how you read that. Here's our daily bear break. This is the trigger prices. This is where the stock ended up after the bear break triggered. P&L compared to that. If it were a gap down, then this would be inflated because you couldn't have traded the gap part of it, which this may have been right here. Get on a daily chart, and you have a big gap down. So this was the bear zone trigger way up here at this red line, and you couldn't have got in before way down here, so obviously you couldn't have made $13. And there's our bull break. We got 3 stocks on that. So you can pause the video, got your watch list there. 3-minute tutorial, and we'll run through these charts. This is a mini tutorial on what the lines mean on my charts if you're a first-time viewer or been a while since you viewed. We're scanning on weekly and daily charts for my condition. When this green line is up, it's my bull zone, and when the red line is up, it's my bear zone. You need to be aware of support and resistance lines and what charts do at levels, and that's what these levels are for. Just quickly as I can do this, and we're going to put a video on YouTube getting more from your swing trading charts that'll be more detailed and look at more stocks, how they react to these lines. But the gist of what you see here is this is what I'm scanning for, and as you can see here, this showed up in the bear zone. It did go down for a few days, but these green lines are support, and that's why it fought for a few days, tried to bounce back up, headed back down again, came right back into the bull zone, bear zone, excuse me, and continued on down. Now the lines, here's what they represent. A green line is a place that a stock went up to and rejected. So as this green line redrew itself every time we made highs right here, and then it stayed across here for reference points, continues the same line here for reference points. Resistance, when you get above it, becomes support. This green line was drawn way back in the history, and when this stock broke above this resistance level, when it came back down, it held it, it held it, it held it, it tested it and held it again and again. That was support. That's why I want you to be aware of what these lines mean. You'll see them on my charts. And then the activity that stocks do, sometimes they go, that's my first target, that's my second target. Many times stocks go target 1, pull back a little, target 2, then they may pull all the way back to 1 and go again if they're continuing an uptrend. In this case, it did the pull back. This blue line is a 50-period moving average. This orange line is a 200. So that's what I want you to be aware of as well. And then I have a pivot system that consists of this blue line at the top, yellow line at the bottom, and my target 1 and target 2. You'll see this particular day this stock gapped down, huge gap down, open way down here. The low on this stock was 169.68. I'm getting that right out of this box over here, and the value of that yellow line was 169.67. Within 1 cent it held that line and bounced that day for a huge bounce. It's not a support level, but it's where I look for stocks to try to hold. It's where I look if I'm short, say from here, this is where I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to move 2 levels, target 1, target 2, going up, target 1, target 2. The pink lines all represent places the stock has gone down to and bounced. This pink line is referencing this last pivot low. So as you're selling down into it, it may bounce again. If you get below it, then it becomes resistance. And that's all these lines mean. I just want you to know what they mean going forward. Thanks for watching the video. Let's get started. Try to make these videos quicker and quicker and quicker is my plan here. There's your weekly chart on DLR. Came down the other day, tried to do a little bounce. Here's your support resistance, resisted it, back down to the bear zone again. For the benefit of new viewers, we always want you to look down here. This is a bear zone break. This broke this many weeks ago, probably at a higher price. So we just don't want you chasing. In this case, it hadn't broke down yet, and you'll see more of that on the daily in a moment. But this was the first time we featured it. It came back up for 2 weeks. It's headed back down now. the level that it crossed today to go into our weekly bear zone was not the same level that it crossed up here to go into the weekly bear zone. The level at the time of the other break was 113.76, which was way back up here. This stock is second week down and had three big down days that started on Friday. It's also crossing your 50 week now. First day on the charts, breaking this support line. Closed below it yesterday, and this is how these lines work. The value of your line on this stock is $28.66. The high of day was $28.61. This was resistance. Cross resistance becomes support. Cross back down below it. Now it's resistance again. You can see how nicely that rejected within about 8 cents on a daily chart. Excuse me, that's a weekly chart. This is your support line right here that it did test a couple weeks ago and held from this last pivot low. So that's going to be your level to worry about here, 49.25, the line that's right here. This is just kind of the first real interesting week where my little power came in here. This could be setting up for a pretty good move down. And to give you an idea where you'd be going, here's your next support line, all the way down here at 36.81. This is why we'll walk you through the charts. Our subscribers have access to these charts, and I know most of you don't, and so that's why I like to show them to you so you realize where you're headed, what could be in play, what the next support level could be. That don't mean this stock goes all the way to there, but if it really breaks down hard for the next several weeks, that's where it can end up at. Big gap down today on this stock. It was not the weekly. It didn't fall this far this week. It had a gap down today. I'll give you the daily on that. $200-day it took out this support level, which was back in this area. Next support level, which was before that, did try to give a bounce and come back up. Didn't get back through this line. This old support is now your resistance right here. That's $92.72. Barely here on this weekly bear zone again. This broke into this level on this week here, way back up here. That's about where it came in at right here. So it's chopped around here for 2 weeks, making a lower low, but it is on a support area. This pink line represents a place this stock has held before, $69.78. If it continues this momentum, it's going to break through there, and you've got the next level down here in this area. Bull zones. Got 3 for the week, 1 for the day. Broke up today into old weekly highs here, so that's your resistance level. And it did pull back. That resistance level, $63.82. DGX tried to break out yesterday, had a red day today with this market. Gilead, same thing. Been on a big uptrend. You know, Gilead was a bull zone way back here on the daily. And it's run into the 200 week now. We mentioned this yesterday, running into this old resistance area. It did reject that so far. Of course, the market, that can be expected today anyway. It really held up pretty well. It's only down $1.50 for the day. And this probably goes much higher. Now, how much it might pull back if the market does a big correction, you can expect most stocks to pull back some as well. That's our few weeklies. We'll get right into the dailies. While you're here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter or StockTwits at Daytrader Setups. And our website is daytradersetups.com and swingtradersetups.com. Don't forget, this video is being brought to you by our premium alerts at swingtradersetups.com. They're real-time alerts. They're posted on our website, and we're looking at our bull zone weekly and daily breakouts, and our bear zone weekly and daily breakouts that are in one category on the website. And there are other categories that are more aggressive for the more active trader as well. And by having a subscription to that service, you get all these alerts intraday as they happen, and one subscription gets you access to everything, as well as our chart system. If you would like to get it, I can set you up a couple of different ways to have the green and pink lines available for your charts as you review. Let's go forward. Show you this on Gilead before we get away on this daily chart. Today being a big down day, this is your old resistance line, place it's rejected before. The value of this line, you can see it in this box, is $86.27. That's where the green and pink items are there. The low of day, 86.27. Old resistance, new support. Really amazed that it held right there today in this kind of market, and that just goes to show you how strong this is. Now we're going to move along a little more rapidly. We're losing the 50-day here and the support line. Remember, you can follow the little blue box here. It gives you the level of this red line where the bear zone is, and the P&L at the time based on just crossing this price, not based on how far down today it is. EGN lost a 50-day and sitting on the 200-day here. That's your orange line. Remember, this came in earlier back up here, and now today it's going ahead further down and re-triggered on this new level. It's a little higher level, triggered it the first time. Another one lost a 50-day yesterday. This stock held the 50-day today. That's your blue line there. This stock had been consolidating on the weekly that we had on the weekly bear zone for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. It's finally lost this support line. Big gap down here today, near support level here. We did go back up, retest the 50 after it gapped down and couldn't stay above it, and did the sell off back down. This is a support line here too now. This green line represents this high, comes across here, extends here. Now it's moved obviously in recalculating this line, but here's the value of that line, $69.95. Closed at 68.50 way down here, but I think it probably opened. Let's see where it opened at. Opened at 70, and the line was 69.95. That's why it opened at 70. That was support. and it opened there and then tried to go back up and failed and sold off. PPI, this was earnings. We added these earnings dates here so we could reference this as we're showing the videos. It was actually down as much as $12 today. Actually, it was one of my better trades of the day, and they were hard to find if you didn't get a real fast bounce early in the morning. This stock gave a great reshort right here, and then these were really hard to trade candles, and I took our other alert system and I zoned in on this on the tiniest way that I watch charts, and I got it to where it was saying in the bigger time frames it wanted to go up, and then I used my smaller time frame to tweak in on the entry and was able to get in this because it was making some 70 and 80 cent candles on 1 minute charts many times. So I was able to get in it on a pretty low risk trade and ended up getting this nice run up. Now I got out at VWAP. I got in right about here. After this first shoot up, that's what triggered the longer look at it, and it settled back down, and I tweaked myself an entry in right here and got this run into the VWAP, and that's where I got out at because I was anticipating at a minimum a jerking around, if not a complete pullback. It did jerk around, so I exited at the VWAP, let the jerking go on, didn't try to trade it again. Got a little support level that's trying to hold here where it's pivoted a few times before through the 50-week today. Cygnet's been down here ever since this gap down, and it can't get through the 50, and it just faded a little further today with the market action. Really nothing to do with the market on this one. This is your gap down, another earnings trade on Scott's Miracle Grow. You got a support resistance line right here that it closed below. That number is 92.72. At the 50-day here, trying to hold, and this little levels will recalculate probably off of this line right here, that last pivot low, and that's where we're trying to hang in there. Pretty key level for this to hold. So if it just got sold off in the market, it might, but it's setting up for lower prices. Here's your 200-day down here and your next support level. SWK, again, stock had closed below the 50 yesterday, fighting support resistance a couple of days. It tried to hold it here, which was this old high. That's your support line. And today it went up and rejected that and sold off the rest of the way down there. TPX went down through, tried to come back up, couldn't get past the 50. VMW, this crazy action I think has something to do with Dell Computers the other day. It's been selling off ever since. Lots of great day trading in that thing yesterday. And your bull breaks a very short list. We got this one stock that ran into the old high. That's resistance. It pulled back and closed below it. Again, reference down here. This is where we first started putting this on bull breaks. Been grinding up ever since. This stock also shows earnings, if this is correct, to be February 1st. So that's just a day, 1 day away. Got a bull breakout here this morning, had earnings. Nice break, opened up above this resistance line that it had created before, became support, came down, tested it. Really nice day up. Intraday, this is what you had this morning on this gap right above your support resistance. Pulled back, held it, gave the normal first 30 to 40 minutes of moving around, and then a monster run the rest of the day for $7. This 15-minute chart we're looking at here, on our intraday trades, we run a series of alerts and tracking that we run on factors, so that we can try to teach the subscribers what we expect the stocks to do when they break out. This stock actually came in on our green zone break on the morning of the 29th, and it was traded up well, of course, early this morning like everything else did. But we have a retracement area that if we hold that area, we re-alert for a pullback and a retracement, and that's what this stock did at 10:10 this morning with the close of $150.04. On this pullback, it did exactly what we wanted to do. Without even looking at this chart, we got that alert at 150.10, which was just right in this candle here. Nothing to do with the VWAP, and we put that alert out, and then this continued on up the rest of the day. As you know, we've been talking about this new alert system that we got the repeats out of last week. We've been working on this since September, and gives you these a lot quicker than these bull and bear zones. These are more for multi-day swing trades, option traders, to pick up the first indications of a trend shift. And of course, as I've been talking about the ATRs and whatnot, the bigger stocks will give these many more times, and sometimes multiple times in a day, where your slower stocks will give you much more opportunity to plan a trade. So now that we've got those out there and we're progressing along with our watch list and so forth, we're putting out on the website, I started a little tutorial for our subscribers, and I just decided I'm going to put this out on the YouTube channel, and you can watch it too. So this is the first release, just showing real basically what to expect of how these alerts work and move. And you can find this video on our YouTube channel, getting started with premium alert tutor series number 1. I'm probably going to retitle that a little better since I decided to put it on YouTube. It's basically talks about the first alerts, our green zone, and then the pullback alert, what we expect the stock to do, how the factors work, how many, when they're used for you to calculate how many dollars the stock's probably going to move before it pulls back, what kind of pullback I expect to and retain to stay in the long. And that's what this stock I was just showing you did. It broke out yesterday in a green zone alert, and then this morning it had that huge move up, and that pullback at 10:10 actually came in exactly as we teach in this video. We expect it to pull back 3 or 4 times our factor. We call these F25s, F50s, F100s, and that's the factor. And so this was an F50 alert on the 29th on this stock we were just looking at, HRS. And the probable thing I expect to happen is after a move up of several times the factor, which this stock had done since yesterday on the 29th, and the pullback is expected to be 3 to 4 times the factor. Was the F50 alert, so I was looking for a $1.50 to $2 pullback. This stock, from its peak up to the pullback, ended up being 280, so that was almost 6 times the factor. Gave the pullback, but it didn't give the pullback so great as us not to re-alert it on this retracement alert that I told you came in right here at $150.10. So the video we put out on the internet is just giving the real basics of our green zone breakout, our pullback retracement, what we expect there. This is the best entry for a swing trade or a multi-day move, or especially a lot slower moving stock. And this is a kind of a graphic of what can happen on the downtrend, the retracement, and the continuation. and explains to you how we set these up. So I just decided to put it out on YouTube. People interested in a subscription service can understand what to expect before they even sign up. We'll show you the recaps on our bull and bear zones like we normally do at the end of this video. Thanks for watching the video. Go over and check out our subscription service at $69 a month. 200 shares, 35-cent early entry for you. You make a month subscription right there. Easy to recoup your money. Quick look at the recaps. Remember, this is just to allow you to pause the video and look at the stocks that have previously alerted. I believe this view is going to get you all of these at one time. These are today's alerts on the bear zone break. 1 day ago, 2 day ago, 3 day ago, 4 day ago. The trigger price at the time of the alert and where it stands so far in the profit, and if it has been lower, what the profit was at the low since the alert. So this one shows based on today's low. This one shows based going back 2 days because it triggered 2 days ago, and so forth. Also gives you the progression that we're still maintaining our momentum here we like to use. If the alert and if we're still in the bull zone or bear zone case, which is shown by the check mark, and then we have a trend stability line we put in here for you that indicates on the short if the high was not high enough to negate this alert, this indicator, which right here on this stock, it's still got the momentum, it's still in the bull zone, but the high went up to a point that we no longer considered in the trend stability. And that's where this line right here, when you're watching the videos live, is a solid red line rather than a dotted red line. So that's how you read this. That's how it helps you determine what's going on in this stock. And back to Apple for just a moment. I want you to notice now today it gapped down and came up. It hit support resistance. That's what this line's all about. It's an old high, was old resistance. It's now support. So that's a really good sign on Apple right there. And I believe you got earnings in the next day or two. And that's a key level as well. Your bull break recap. Now a day like today, we'll butcher this. These were today's, these were yesterday's. We only had 2 yesterday. This stock still had another up day. And we had a slight pullback on this one. Over here you can see that all these stocks that were from 2 days ago, other than a few exceptions, pull this down where you can get a good look in here. The rest of the list are now not in a bull zone anymore. They've lost their check marks, they've lost their momentum, all the yellow lines are gone, and that's to be expected with the market having a day like it had today. And this is where they stand. You wouldn't still be in them as these big pullbacks, of course. Everybody would know that. HCA still had an up day today. The stock had this really strong breakout into this bull zone multiple days ago, and it put in a pretty big pullback today, but very strong day, up 383 for the day of the day. Still up 778 from our original alert, which was down in here somewhere. This bull zone, remember, recalculates as it goes up. The high of this candle today put this at a $13 profit from our alert to begin with. This stock here is down today. It's still in the bull zone. So there's only a few left in there. Slide this down, you can see the rest of these. UHS had a good day. This was a pretty decent little setup for a day trade today to the upside. So not many left there that are bullish from those alerts. And this is the rest of the 5 days ago. As you can see, there's hardly anything left there as well. None of this stuff having green days except for one or two. Just a chance for you to pause the video and get a good look at what we've been looking at for 5 days. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Twitter, daytradersetups.com, on StockTwits, and be sure to get over to our website and check out our alert system. And catch the video on the internet. It's about 35 minutes long. You don't have to watch it all at once, but the first 20 minutes really talks about, not even that long, it's about 18 minutes in. It really talks about the movement we expect. And the movement to mean the interaction. They break out, they run 4 to 8 times their factor, which on a F50 that's 50 cents on the factor. So that's $2 to $4, and then we expect a 3 to 4 factor pullback, and which we saw on the HRS. It went more than that, went a total of 280, and then it turned around and went back up, gave the signal to go back long, and then had that big run. And they're out live intraday. We also do a recap at the end of the day, and you can see on the internet video there, you'll see where we talk about that as well. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.